November 18, 2022. Tonight, Mars passes Beta Tauri, the northern horn of Taurus. Mars, Jupiter, and Saturn are visible along the solar system's plane during the evening. Chart caption, 2022, November 18. Mars appears in the western sky with other bright stars before sunup. By Jeffrey L. Hunt. Chicago, Illinois, sunrise, 6:44 a.m. CDT, sunset, 4:27 p.m. CDT. Check local sources for sunrise and sunset times for your location. The Great Red Spot's transit times, when it is in the center of the planet in the southern hemisphere, 3:44 UT, 13:39 UT, 23:35 UT. Convert the time to your time zone. In the US, subtract 5 hours for EST, 6 hours for CST, and so on. Use a telescope to see the spot. Here is today's planet forecast. Morning sky. About an hour before sunrise, step outside and look westward. Many bright stars appear there that are part of a somewhat nearby concentration of stars in the Milky Way. During autumn mornings they appear in this location as well as during spring evenings. The brightest is Sapphire Sirius, less than 20 degrees up in the southwest. Depending on the weather, it may be twinkling wildly. This view is accented with a binocular that shows the effect as well as a display of alternating colors. Orion, with its two bright stars Betelgeuse and Rigel, are in the west-southwest. Taurus is farther to the right along the horizon, above the west direction. Mars passes 4.0 degrees from Beta Tauri, also known as Elnath, the Bull's northern horn. This is the middle conjunction in a series of triple conjunctions during this Martian appearance. The red planet passed the first time on October 10, while it was moving eastward compared to the distant star field. The planet began retrograding October 30, making its second pass during today's nighttime hours. The final conjunction occurs on March 9, 2023, after the planet resumes its eastward direction. Chart caption 2022 to 2023, the orbits of Earth and Mars, showing the sight lines for important dates. Retrograde motion is an illusion of another planet when Earth passes between the planet and the Sun. The line of sight from Earth to the planet is projected to the distant stars. As both planets revolve around the Sun, the line of sight normally moves eastward against the star field, so the planet seems to move eastward. When Earth begins to move between the planet and the Sun, the line of sight changes to a westward motion, all while both planets continue their normal orbital directions. Mars is brighter than Sirius and continues to grow in visual intensity for about another 2 weeks when Earth and Mars are at their closest, about 51 million miles apart on November 30. Earth passes between Mars and the Sun, opposition, on December 7. 4 other stars are higher in the sky. Capella is to the upper right of Mars. Castor and Pollux are higher above Orion. Procyon is above Sirius. With Arcturus in the eastern sky and Spica in the east-southeast, 8 of the 10 brightest stars visible from the mid-northern latitudes are in the sky at this time. Chart caption, 2022, November 18, the crescent moon is to the lower right of Deenbola before daybreak. The crescent moon, 31% illuminated, is about halfway up in the southeast, to the lower right of Deenbola, meaning the lion's tail. Photo caption, Venus and the crescent moon. Notice the earthshine on the night portion of the moon. Look again this morning for earthshine on the moon's night portion. This effect is from sunlight reflected from Earth's oceans, clouds, and land. It gently illuminates the lunar night. Evening sky. Chart caption, 2022, November 18, Jupiter and Saturn are in the southern sky after sundown. Venus and Mercury continue their slow entry into the evening sky. This evening Mercury sets 13 minutes after the Sun, followed by Venus 9 minutes later. 3 bright planets are seen during the evening. As night falls, Jupiter is the first to appear in the southeastern sky. It is that bright star, over 1/3 of the way up in the southeast an hour after sundown. It is slowing to ending its retrograde on the 24th in front of Pisces. As night falls, Saturn appears in the south. It is about the same altitude as Jupiter, but considerably dimmer, although it is brighter than most stars in the sky. The ringed wonder is moving eastward against Capricornus. 2 stars, Deneb Algedi and Nashira, are to the left, east, of the planet. Chart caption, 2022, November 18, Mars is in the east-northeast at 3.5 hours after sundown. By 2 hours after sunset, Mars is low in the east-northeast. 90 minutes later, Mars is over 20 degrees above the east-northeast horizon, 4.0 degrees to the lower right of Elnath, Beta Tauri. Jupiter is over halfway up in the south and Saturn is about 20 degrees up in the southwest. The 3 bright outer planets are along an arc of the ecliptic, the plane of the solar system. Dimmer Neptune is in the same binocular field as Jupiter. Uranus is in front of Aries, about 15 degrees to the upper right of the Pleiades star cluster. This is about 8 p.m. CST in Chicago. Check your local time to look for the 3 bright planets at 3.5 hours after sundown. This display appears earlier each evening. As Earth revolves around the Sun, the stars appear farther westward each night at the same time. By year's end, this trio and Dimmer pair are in the sky shortly after sundown when Mercury and Venus join them for another 5-planet display. By tomorrow morning, the Moon is thinner and lower in the eastern sky. Mars shines from the western sky with its stellar posse nearby.